Crescent Moon, the Lighthouse Keeper and the Silent Island. Far away from the noise of cities, where the ocean meets the sky in a soft endless line, there was a tiny island that did not appear on any map. It was not famous, not visited often, and not talked about much. But those who somehow found it, never forgot how peaceful it felt. Time itself seemed slower there, as if the world had decided to breathe more gently. At the edge of this quiet island stood an old lighthouse made of pale white stone. Every night, it cast a warm golden light over the ocean, gently sweeping across the waves like a slow heartbeat. This lighthouse had one keeper. His name was Elias. Waterwave, a quiet beginning. Elias lived a simple life. He always woke up with the first soft light of dawn, when the sea was perfectly still, like a sheet of glass reflecting the sky. He would walk slowly across the wooden floor of the lighthouse, each step making a soft creaking sound, steady, calm, familiar. No rush. No urgency. No noise. He would open a small window facing the ocean and take a deep breath. The air here felt different. Cleaner. Lighter. Almost like it had been washed by the waves during the night. Then he would prepare a simple cup of herbal tea and sit quietly by the window. Nothing more was needed. Everything already felt complete. Spiral shell messages from the sea. Later in the morning, Elias would walk down to the beach. The sand was soft and cool, never too hot, never too cold. Just right, as if the island itself cared about every step he took. He would sit near the water and listen carefully. Not just to the sound of waves, but to the silence between them. Elias often said, "The sea does not speak loudly. It whispers to those who know how to be still." Sometimes, the ocean left small gifts on the shore. A smooth shell, a piece of driftwood, or a glass bottle shaped by time. Elias never questioned where they came from. He simply accepted them as quiet messages from somewhere far away. And if he did not need them, he gently returned them to the sea. Candle inside the lighthouse. The lighthouse was Elias's world. A spiral staircase led upward, each step soft and steady, like the rhythm of breathing. At the top was a circular room with wide windows in every direction. At night, Elias lit the main lamp. The light was not harsh. It was warm, golden, and slow-moving as the lens rotated. It touched the ocean in wide circles, painting the waves with calmness instead of brightness. Elias often stood there for long moments, simply watching. It felt like the light was not just guiding ships, but soothing the entire sea. Milky Way, the long night. At night, the island changed. The sky became deeper, darker, and filled with countless stars. It almost felt like the universe had leaned closer to listen. Elias would sit near the window with a warm cup of tea, watching the lighthouse beam slowly rotate. Sometimes, he would hear distant sounds of ships passing far away. But none ever came close. As if they respected the silence of the island. Each time the light swept across the sea, Elias felt something inside him settle. Like everything in the world was briefly in perfect order. Then the light would move on again, and the ocean would return to its endless calm. Fog, the unexpected visitor. One night, the sea was unusually still. No wind. No waves. Just deep silence. Elias noticed something far on the horizon. A faint light. It was not steady like a lighthouse. It was shaking. A small boat was lost at sea. Elias did not panic. He did not rush. He simply stood up, climbed the spiral stairs, and strengthened the lighthouse beam. Then he turned it slowly toward the ocean. The light stretched across the water like a glowing path. Guiding. Patient. Calm. The boat slowly turned toward it. Little by little, it followed the light until it disappeared safely into the distance. Then, silence returned. As if nothing had happened at all. The meaning of stillness. Later that night, Elias stood quietly in the lighthouse and thought. Am I guiding the sea, or is the sea guiding me? He did not find a clear answer. But somehow, he did not need one. Everything already felt balanced. The lighthouse, the ocean, the wind, and the silence were not separate things. They were part of the same quiet rhythm. Sunrise, the moment between night and morning. There is a moment on the island that feels almost unreal. Not night. Not morning. Something in between. A soft gray stillness where everything pauses for a breath. In that moment, Elias would stand outside and simply exist. No thoughts pulling him forward. No memories pulling him back. Just the present. Light, gentle, and still. It felt like even time had stopped to rest. Crescent moon, the end of the day. Before sleep, Elias would dim the smaller lights and leave only the lighthouse glowing in the distance. He would return to his small room, where the sound of the ocean filled the silence like a lullaby. He lay down slowly. No worries. No urgency. No unfinished thoughts. And as his eyes grew heavier, he would whisper softly to himself. Everything is in its place. Nothing needs to be solved right now. Outside, the lighthouse continued to turn slowly. Over the sea. Over the night. Over the sleeping world. And Elias drifted into sleep, as gently as the tide returning to shore. Crescent moon end. And now, just like Elias on the quiet island. You can allow everything to slow down. Nothing needs to be done right now. Nothing needs to be fixed. Just breathe. And let your thoughts become lighter. Like waves fading into the night. Sleep well, Crescent moon.